Jason from Tough Head here. Want to do a quick video on the new lineup and the new structure for Tough Head for 2021 and moving forward into the future. As everybody knows, and there's been a lot of teasers and stuff put out there, we are bringing out a whole new lineup of broadheads. We're going to keep the original classic. That is going to be what we've produced for the last 12 plus years. We're going to keep continuing those. This new line is the evolution of Tough Head into modern style broadheads and modern manufacturing techniques. Our hands are tied with the way we make them now. We couldn't expand outwards without spending thousands and thousands of dollars on new dies and things like that. And they're so labor intensive as it is, we wanted to try to utilize the modern manufacturing techniques, which is CNC machining. Which really opened the doors up. You know, we went down so many different rabbit holes of so many different materials and everything like that. So the overview of the company is going to be two separate series, the classic series and the new series, which we'll release the name and everything in the future here. And under the new series, there's going to be three styles of heads, three separate models. One being the 3-blade models, and one being the more modern style that kind of goes against Tough Head's original 3-to-1 style. There's been a lot of studies done on these over the last few years, and we're taking the short, stubby single bevels, and I'll tell you what, they're performing extremely well. And then the 3-to-1 style broadhead, which I don't have an example of that right now, but you can just picture the original classic, just kind of shortened down a little bit, but pretty much keeping the same profile, close to a 3-to-1. This will be another model under the new lineup. Now this one's going to be closer, I'm not going to say what kind of percentage it's going to be, but it is a more modern style single bevel. You can see it's shorter, stockier, but they perform extremely well. They drive a lot like nobody's business. We'll get more into some of the details. We obviously have the 4-way tip. We also have the 350. We actually increased this hub, the rear of to a 350, and then we're tapering it back down. The reason for that is it'll actually open that wound channel even more with this short blade, okay? And then we have, so what it does is it helps resistance and also helps keep that wound channel open. So the larger this diameter of the furrow is at the end, on a single bevel, as it spins, it rips open that hole even more, and it prevents the hole from closing up. All right, so if it has a skinnier furrow opening, you know, obviously a slit wants to seal up quicker, so this keeps that hole open. So it almost acts, with a larger furrow opening with the proper spin rate, it actually acts as a 4-blade broadhead. So take that into consideration. But so we did do that. Obviously the furrow runs all the way to the tip. Standard designs of Tough Head. And also one thing that you can't see here is, it's pretty difficult to see, is our bevel angle. What we found was, one big complaint always is sharpness, resharpenability, and everything like that. So one attribute we put into this head, as well as the 3-blade, is
that's 3-to-1, not 3-blade.
Decrease this, or increase it, however you want to look at it, to a 20-degree bevel. And what that does is this thing, it's razor sharp. And with the incorporation of S7 tool steel at the proper hardness, the edge will not roll, and it is able to be rehoned right back to where it needs to be. If in fact you do get a little bevel edge roll from hitting a rock or passing through and going into dirt and hitting some stuff. So this is a big deal, this 20-degree bevel, because also when you shorten those things up, you know, 2 blades are one thing, but when you get into a single bevel, you got to look at that twist rate. The faster that thing twists, sometimes that can cause too much resistance back. So what we did was we played with this so that it gets the same. We brought all that technology, I guess, and thought back to our originals, the way our originals twist. They've performed flawlessly for 10 years, okay, and more. So what we want to do is we wanted to replicate that in the shorter, stockier one. So we actually raked that down with the dimensions of this broadhead. We raked this down to 20 degrees, and by using S7 tool steel, we were able to do that and hold that edge. Any other steel with that steep and that sharp of an edge, you're going to lose edge retention. You're going to lose integrity in that edge, okay? But with S7 tool steel, you don't. Plus, what this does is now has the same rotation as the 3-to-1. So now you're getting the same rotation as a 3-to-1. it impacts, it splits bone, plus you're getting a nice cutting width here. Now the cutting width on this is 1 3/16 inches. We split the difference between 1 1/8 and 1 1/4 and found that happy medium between the two. But we had to play with the profile lengths to get everything right, okay? We have found that this sucker out to 80 yards is just driving in there. So, you know, these are made for high speed, but they also work with traditional equipment. So don't be afraid to use this after your whitetails or mule deers with traditional equipment. It's going to perform awesome. So that's some of the stuff with this. And the big deal is that we are using the S7 tool steel. We tried with stainlesses, but there's not a stainless that met the requirements we wanted to, that can be machined properly and heat treated to the right and hold the edge retention. So we, after lots of studies and lots of talks with meteorologists and everything over the last 3 years, we went with tool steels. And there was some real premium tool steels I wanted to use, but the costs just drove this product way out of the market. So we reined it all back in and we came up with the S7. I just kept coming back to that S7 because of the impact strength of that. It is a shock resistant steel. It's made in, it's used primarily in shear blades, press blades, and jackhammer bits. So you can imagine the strength of this steel. And what we did was we found that right heat treat where the average guy can resharpen these, but it still retains that strength from that steel. It brings out all those good attributes of that steel. S7 is a quality steel if it's treated properly and used properly. The S7 treated the proper way, it is pretty good with resistance to you know, rust and from the environment. So I wouldn't be concerned with any of that, or else I wouldn't be putting it out there. Again, as the stainlesses are just inferior to what tool steel can do, and this S7 is just phenomenal. I just wanted to get this out there so that everybody can see what's coming, and we're going to launch the pre-sale in January, so you'll get a good idea what's going on. I'll put another video out with the actual products once I get them all back, final production runs. We're really cramming here at the end, you know, at the 12th hour, trying to get this stuff done, 11th hour. But, you know, this has been in the works for 2 years. You know, there's been some teasers going on, but, you know, we just started getting into marketing and social media, but this has been in the works for some time. So many different avenues we were going down, and we just came into the machining single bevel, machining single piece broadheads is really where the strength in the market can go and give you a cost-effective head. Now these do come with a little bit more of a premium cost than what our original ones were because of the steel, the design, and the machining of these. You know, there is some precision machining in these. These aren't just production machined heads. These do have a lot of design pieces in it that, you know, one thing I wanted to mention is none of our furls are going to have any rough edges. These are 100% smooth. I mean, these things are going to, you know, that takes a lot of tooling, a lot of machining. So there is a little more machine time into these. So but you know, we're trying to keep the cost to where they need to be. We'll work out the fine tunes, but we're around $100 a pack, just so everybody knows, around that ballpark. Feel free to shoot me emails, hit me on Instagram, private message if you have any questions. But subscribe to the website. You'll get notified of the pre-sale. Pre-sale starts January 1st, and we plan on doing a full launch, full new website, everything around spring, second quarter of 2021. So thanks for everybody's support this year for Tough Head. I really appreciate it. I'm humbled by everything, and hopefully I can keep putting out awesome broadheads for you guys, all you hunters and girls. Got a lot of women hunters supporting us this year. I just, you know, I'm a broadhead company, I'm a broadhead manufacturer, and I am always looking to produce something quality for everybody. So anyways, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and look out for the pre-sale.